Namaskaram to you and namaskaram to all my panelists and namaskaram to your viewers. It is, of course, a very momentous occasion, especially for the Astikas who live in the Middle East. They form a huge chunk of the expats there, and this temple is going to be a fulcrum. And the good part about the temple is, despite BAPS being a sampradaya in the Uddhava sampradaya, they have also incorporated the belief systems of a large section of the Astikas of the Hindus. So there is a sannidhi for Venkateshwara Swami, there is a sannidhi for Swami Ayyappa, there is a sannidhi for Ram Parivar and for Radha and Krishna, there is a sannidhi for Puri Jagannatha Swami, there is a sannidhi for Shiva Parivar. So in a way it also symbolizes the harmony, Gaurav. And just a few words about BAPS. BAPS does follow the Swami Narayana Sampradaya. And Swami Narayan, who is one of the respected philosophers and saints in our Hindu tradition, was born as Swami Sahajanand in Uttar Pradesh, in the state of Uttar Pradesh. And he, of course, seeking the truth, the Satyam in our Vedanta, he wandered as Nilakantha Varni through different parts of the country. And the two important works that he has bestowed is Vachanamritam and Shikshapatri. So he came all the way to the south and he says, Vishishtadvaitam Matam Me. My philosophy is Vishishtadvaita of Ramanuja. And he goes on in one of his statements to state that Ramanujacharya Kritam Bhashyam Adhyatmikam Mama. So the works of Ramanuja is what my students have to follow with respect to Upanishad, the Bhagavad Gita Bhashyam. So in a way, Swami Narayan himself, that is Sahajanand Swami himself, was a beautiful amalgamation of so many cultures in Bharatiya tradition. And today BAPS, which is such a world-renowned movement, is of course imbibing and bequeathing that thought from Sahajananda Swami and following that. And to the Astikas of Abu Dhabi, it is going to be a big treat. Just not Abu Dhabi, the 7 Emirates. One thing that impressed me, Gaurav, is the 7 shikharas which they have imbibed respecting the 7 Emirates. Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Sharjah, Ras Al Khaimah. So the 7 Emirates become the 7 shikharas. So it is such a very harmonious way to go to another country, to another person's land, respectfully ask the land from them, and legally build a temple. This is the way that even our history should have been in India, where you always respect the civilization of that particular country, the religion of that particular country, do the legal way. In Sanatana Dharma, in Hinduism, temple is just not meant for going, praying, and for the purpose of worship. It is also to learn from the architecture. So when you go around a temple, there are different layers, Gaurav. It talks about the animals, it talks about the Panchabhutas, it talks about the Puranic incidents, the incidents from the Itihasa. So the children of the Middle East, because the expats, the Indian expat population in the whole of Emirates itself is huge. And for them to learn about the religion to which they belong to will be serving many, many layers. It will talk about iconography, it will talk about culture, architecture, civilization on the whole. And you did bring in a very good point. It brings in discipline. When you spoke about the children giving up certain practices, which is like junk food and things like that, there is a certain discipline that a temple also brings, because the temple, opens at a certain time, closes at a certain time. So more than just reading them in books, if there is a living temple with the pratishtha done in Abu Dhabi, I'm sure the children, there will be an urge for them to go every weekend to the temple, to stay connected to the culture. So it does become a source of information and knowledge gaining as well, Gaurav.